Why are you coming for my life? How I you know opposite me shine on mine. I beg you take me off your mind. The bomb and grind my prayer line, vibrating high, meditating all the while. On a journey to always find the light, escaping darkness all the time. We know yeah, it was in the smile. Can't tell me about life I've been it. Wait till me get the winnings. Can't stop before me finish. All of this will be a lesson. I'm destined to be a blessing. Oh, listen to my song when I will live forevermore. Bloodline 10,000 strong. Please. Listening to my forefathers, I of the storm. Please, love me, make me live, love me understand my pain, and I will give you what you give me. Please.
What's up, guys? Man, 4 years kratom free. I couldn't be any more grateful. I couldn't feel any more fortunate or blessed where I'm at right now. I have loved Jamaica since I was about 13 years old. I did a country report on it. That was like a year-long, huge report that I did in the 8th grade, where we chose a country and we did a written report. We did go in front of the class. I don't know what that's called now at this point, but get up and talk about the country. And what else did I do? It was like this whole thing. And so I learned about Jamaica when I was 13 years old. And ever since then, I've had this connection with it. I was talking to my husband about it because from the moment that we got here, I felt this familiarity almost, and this connection with the place, with the people, like right from the moment that we landed. And I was trying to make sense of it this morning when my husband and I were sitting out on this balcony. And I think what it might be is that, since doing that big report, as my life kind of went forward and I got into music and stuff, and as you know, if you've listened to some of my story and my videos, I had a pretty hard upbringing, and music was always kind of a way for me to make the best of everything. And I started listening to like super old school Bob Marley and the Wailers, not like, the more like popular stuff that you hear, like the No Woman, No Cry and Three Little Birds, all that kind of stuff. Like I was listening to like old like 60s and 70s Bob Marley and the Wailers from the time I was, I don't know, it was when I moved in with my grandparents. So I was probably like 14 or something. And just like the sound of that music and like where I was at in my life, it gave me this like, positive thing to focus on when I was going through hard times. Then as my life unfolded and things went in the direction that it did, and I lived that hippie lifestyle when I was traveling around the country, and I lived in Northern California for a while, there was always this kind of like crossover and intermeshing of like reggae music. And I had friends who called themselves like Rastafarians and stuff. I read the Rastafarian Bible at one point just to kind of like make sense of everything, because I had friends that were into it. So there's always been this like, I don't know, this like presence of this country and this culture in my life from the time I was very young. And I don't really want to go many places outside of the country. I love our country. I love traveling our country. I love the Pacific Northwest. I love Chicago. I love the Midwest. I love parts of the East Coast. And there's not really many places that I have this like calling to go to outside of our country. But Jamaica has always been one of them. My husband and I want to go to Japan at some point when we're older, but Jamaica has always been a place where I have wanted to like go and check it out. So I share all of this with you because this is a huge milestone, and I would not have been able to do this if I were still in active addiction. And words don't really express like the gratitude that I'm feeling right now. Like it's so beautiful here. It's cold in Chicago right now, and so to be able to like be in this beautiful place, I'll show you as we continue on this vlog just a little bit of the resort that we're staying in, and it's just so amazing. I mean, we're in a resort, so this isn't like true like real Jamaican culture, and that's something that I would like to check out at some point down the line. We've talked about getting like an Airbnb or a VRBO or something down the line when we really want to like explore more of what the actual culture is. But honestly, like this is what my husband and I need right now. We don't have to cook, we don't have to clean, we don't have to let Peanut out, we don't have to go to work. And as you could see leading up to this vlog, I was working like 11 days in a row, and I worked, I think it was like 34 hours or something in 3 days over the course of Super Bowl weekend because we were so busy. So this is just so well needed, and I couldn't be more thankful. And I share these parts of my life with you because I want to show you like what life can become. Like when we're in these addictions, we can't see the other side of it. And that's been my hope and my intention with this channel and with these videos, is that you can see what life can become. And this isn't something that my husband and I just decided to do, last weekend. This is something that we've wanted to do pretty much our whole relationship. And we saved up for it. We planned it over the course of this past year and a half. We've saved for it for even longer. So this is something that's taken a lot of time, and it isn't something that we like, take as like we don't take this lightly, you know, in the sense of that, like, it's not, you know, just a little weekend thing that we thought of doing last week. Like, this is something that's been, it's taken a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of planning, and all of that, like, I wouldn't be able to do in this addiction, not this current, because last weekend, like I said, I celebrated, no, actually it was, when was it? 5 days ago is when I celebrated my 4 years Kratom free. And I'm so grateful. So as this vlog goes on, it's more so just gonna be kind of like, you know, in the moment when we're hanging out. I told you in the last video that we're gonna have like a conversation with my husband at some point where we talk about what it was like for him and my addiction. And he's not going to be on camera, but you guys will have the chance to like get to know him a little bit more and hear his side of like what that was like. So look forward to sharing this time with you, and I'll show you a little bit of like our view right now. So we're on the balcony, and that's what our view looks like. Got the cool little like pond thing, and then the beach is right around the corner. And so it's so cool. All right, I will see you as this vlog progresses. Bye. So I have a moment to catch up with you guys. My husband is on a boat trip thing. I decided I just wanted to chill. I want to chill as much as possible when I'm here, because I worked all those days leading up to coming out here, and then I have to work a bunch of days in a row when I get home. So I opted to just stay at the resort thingy, and I went to the gym. I went and jumped in the ocean, so that was super cool, but he's not going to be back for a little bit. And I just wanted to come on here because I've been kind of just like chilling, you know, not filming as much as I probably should have. So I wanted to jump on here and catch up with you, and also show you around where we're staying at and that sort of thing. But I want to kind of make a focus for this video other than just like showing you my trip. I want to talk about it. Of course, I didn't think about this before I sat down. I'm just thinking about it right now. I want to think about something that's like relatable to you guys. I said the last time that we were talking that this may look like, you know, oh, she's on this vacation and, you know, she doesn't understand where we're at. And I think I want to focus for a second. And when we finally get the chance to sit down with my husband, I think I want it to be about, let's think about this. Something about how, you know, we can never, ever expect where recovery is going to take us. That's kind of a cool way to look at this. Because I try to share with you guys, and I try to like not only tell you about it, but, you know, do these informational videos about what it was like to be in this addiction, what it was like to get off of it, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like it just doesn't suffice, you know, like the last thing that I would have ever done when I was in that time was pick up a camera and point it at myself. And if you look at my first videos on this channel, other than the music stuff, I'm very uncomfortable in front of the camera. It was really tough for me to sit down and talk about this. And as time has gone on, it's become this like really cool, really beautiful, like cathartic process to sit down and connect with you guys wherever you're at, you know, wherever in recovery you're at, and just be totally transparent and totally honest about what I went through. Because a lot of kratom addiction for me, and weed addiction too, for that matter, any addiction I feel like is like, you know, trying to hide it, trying to function, trying to, you know, convince ourselves and people around us that we're okay, but we're really not okay. And we may be okay for a little while, and it may be like, you know, like the functional addict style stuff where we're okay for a little while, but it does that, you know, most of the time does not last forever with addiction. And for me, things got really messy and really dark. And I try to tell you what that was like, and I try to share my experiences with you, but like words can't, like, they don't suffice. Like, if, you know, you've gone through this, you know what it's like. If you've gone through these depths, I've shared pictures of myself of what I looked like. You know, I came across this concept recently. I thought it was really cool, and I'll mention it right now because I realized that that really applied to my recovery process. Was that you know, we know about the fight flight response, but there's also like the freeze response. And I realized after coming across something that was talking about that recently, that like my kratom addiction was one big gigantic freeze response. I had been fighting and running as a coping mechanism for my trauma, for my pain, for my suffering, for all the undealt with stuff, and then the stuff that was going on in my life right now. And when the addiction got the worst of me, it was like my body shut down and I was like frozen in time for a good solid, probably 2 years. And I think that's interesting to look at it that way, that like, you know, we've talked about it before, that like addiction is a coping mechanism for, you know, trauma, abuse, you know, things that we go through in our lives and we can't make sense of them, losses that we've had that we can't make sense of. And so when I came across that recently, that was interesting. I also, as we're going into this little ramble, I want to keep an eye on the time because I am going to bring us down to the water and we're going to watch the sunset here in Jamaica. And I hope the sunsets here have been epic. So I'm hoping that we get a good one tonight, but I have to keep an eye on the time because I think it said it was in like 20 minutes or so when I checked last. So, and this video is at like 6 minutes. So I'll just ramble for a couple more minutes and then I'm going to walk you through the place that we're staying at. My room is an absolute mess, as you can tell. My husband and I aren't down with like people coming in and like cleaning our room for us. I'll tell you, that's been something for me that's been really tough, is I don't like to be served. I work in a kitchen. It's, you know, serving people is a part of my job. And I just, especially in this context where a lot of these people that are working here, you know, are coming from pretty tough lives. And it makes me feel a little uncomfortable, like being served by somebody, and they don't accept tips here. They don't allow tipping. It's actually like really looked down upon. So these people are working for hourly wages, living in, you know, God knows what conditions. There's a lot of poverty here. And I know that these people are fortunate to have jobs here, but it just kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, or makes me feel uncomfortable being served by them. Sorry if I'm rambling over my words. I've been out in the sun all day. And I didn't really sleep the best last night. So if I get a little stumbly, my bad. So yeah, so point being is that I'm not down, like I don't want people coming in and like, you know, we have a safe, so I'm not worried about people like taking our stuff, but I'm just like, you know, this is my space for however long I'm here. I don't want anybody coming in, like making my bed and stuff. That's weird to me. So the room is a mess because we've just been like sleeping and then like going out and, you know, being on the beach and the pool and all that kind of stuff. So the room is wrecked, and I'm not going to clean until you know, when we start packing up and all of that. But to wrap up this ramble, like, you know, we can't imagine where recovery is going to bring us. Did I think that this was going to happen when I first started recovery? No, I couldn't even barely leave the house in the first part of my recovery. So I want to reiterate that to you. When you see me doing these things, please know that this is possible for you too, because I had a very gnarly, very rough kratom addiction. And I am one of the extreme examples of what kratom can do to you physically, mentally, emotionally, damage in your life, all of that kind of stuff. So when you see this, I hope that it gives you hope that if, you know, I can make it to this point, that you can make it to this point too. Do you want to go, you know, be in Jamaica? Maybe not, you know, maybe, I don't know. So my journey is not your journey, but just know that, like, if you're in the depths of this addiction right now, I was there. You know, how long ago is it now? I celebrated 4 years by the grace of God a few days ago, 5 days ago, however long it was. And so I was in my addiction, you know, 5 years ago or however long it was. And so just know that it's possible. We're going to continue in this conversation, and we're also going to try to wrangle up my husband and have this talk with him about what it was like for him when I was in my kratom addiction. So that's going to be to come.
For real though, I'm actually
Blessed up.
I'm just so thrilled that you are going to be the person that I spend the rest of my life with.
I feel that way too.
Forever.
Now that it's good.
You know, we only have this one life, and I can't imagine being anyone else besides you.
Me too. Oh, they are biting.
Yeah,
I think.
they're biting me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah, that's a new bug.
Well, there's finally some bugs around. I feel that way too. I feel blessed up. I feel like it's just been this whole, how do I even articulate it?
You can just,
well, like we've talked about like how bad it was, and like how things have just like changed for the better, and all of our dreams are like coming true, and the bad times were so bad, and the good times, in comparison, like the contrast of the good times to like what we went through.
yeah.
And like we were talking about a minute ago, like in sobriety, who I'm able to be and how we're able to connect is just like completely different. Well, because I'm already filming. Hopefully nobody hears this conversation right now. But like, since I'm already filming, what was it like?
They should.
No, because I want to.
Real fucking talk.
It is real. It is real. But like,
I want everyone to hear how much I love you.
I want everybody to hear that too. But maybe we can just have this conversation.
I feel like I finally hit this stride where I can't stand how much I love you.
Aww.
Can't handle it.
And we're just getting
Especially
started.
Here, like I'm just.
And we're just getting started.
We can like just maintain like
our stride,
our vibe right now,
our momentum.
How I feel about you, like I'm just fucking over the moon.
Well, since I'm filming, let's just get this conversation over with. What was it like when? And I don't know how comfortable I feel about talking about it when people are walking by, but I guess whatever.
Let's cut it. We'll do the.
I just want to get it over with because I don't know when we're gonna be able to fit it in.
So this is my interview.
This is your debut onto my YouTube channel.
Filming. This is what's going
It's
on
been
right now.
filming. I'm filming the sunset. So what was it like for you when I was in that crazy addiction?
I was infatuated with you, but I was scared on a day-to-day basis.
I know. It was the worst. It was so dark.
I thought about how much I loved you every single day.
Yeah.
But I was terrified to come home.
I know. And I was like in the house all like in the dark, not having left the bedroom. And you were like
I was just
cooking.
trying to find new ways to like make food that you would like.
Oh my gosh.
New ways to like touch your body or just.
And I was just completely detached.
I was just trying to find
ways to connect.
That you wanted to connect.
Yeah, and I couldn't. I was just in complete darkness. It wasn't, I always talk about this in my videos, that it wasn't just the kratom addiction itself. It was losing my dad, all the stuff going on with Gabriel. I just couldn't, like, and then like all of that unprocessed shit from my childhood.
Gabriel was your dad.
I know. And it just all came to a head.
Kids, everything.
And I was talking about it earlier on in this like vlogging stuff that I learned recently. Like, you know, there's like the fight and flight response, which was like what I did for so long. And then there's also like freeze. And I feel like when I heard about that, like, I don't know what I came across recently, but like it was like talking about, no thank you, when I came across this whole like fight, flight, or freeze thing, and like the whole freeze part of like the basically trauma response, like I feel like that's like basically what happened in that kratom addiction. Was like I just froze, like when we were out in Michigan, and everything just kept getting worse and worse, and like I stopped leaving the house, I stopped moving my body, and I was just like frozen for like years.
But it was also compounded problems.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was. It was.
It was.
Because kratom doesn't affect everybody that way.
Unfairness of life.
Yeah, for sure.
Built up to a head.
Yeah, for sure.
And kratom was the cherry on the top of it.
Yeah.
And it made it that much more worse.
Yeah, man. And I probably, if I would have came across it at a different point in my life, it probably wouldn't have like gone down the way that it did, and I probably wouldn't have gotten like so strung out and cracked out on it. And it just was,
honestly, I feel like it wouldn't have gone down the way that it did if I wasn't the person that I was.
What do you mean?
For you, because I saw the beauty in you the whole time.
Thank you.
And I cooked food for you.
You mean you think it would have been worse?
I made sure you had water. I made sure you had food.
You mean you think that it would have been worse? I don't know if I would have gotten into it as hard.
I think it would have been worse if...
These freaking bugs, man.
They're biting.
They're biting. We'll get in the water in a second.
I think it would have been worse if I wasn't as strong of a man as I am.
For sure. But like you couldn't save me out of it. Like I had to make the decision to like...
That's a personal...
Right.
You need to...
I had to like
yourself from it.
Yeah.
Personally.
And that's where my faith came in, and like why I believe what I do and I'm about what I'm about, because I couldn't, like, you couldn't help me. I couldn't even help me. Nobody could help me. And because not only was it like quitting it was like coming to terms with all of that loss from my whole life, basically. And like, yeah. But then like how things moved forward, and now we're able to have this amazing connection, and like you're able to see me like for the first time in our whole relationship completely sober, and it's been this like whole like we've gotten the chance to like reconnect and like relearn who we are. Like you're able to like learn who I am now, because before even the Kratom I was freaking stoned for 15 years, so that was like part of it too.
For anyone that's listening right now, all I have to say is that I have gone to the depths,
Truth.
the hardest times.
Truth.
And there were moments where I could not believe that there could be a way through it.
For sure.
I thought there was no means to the end.
I know.
I thought this was going to be my life forever.
Like I was going to stay on it forever?
No, just the energy.
The darkness?
In the house.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible.
This way forever.
It was horrible.
But I knew that as long as I took care of my woman.
True. And you did.
I was persistent.
You did.
Through the whole process.
You did.
That something would be good.
Someday.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. And now that you've...
There is always a light at the end of the tunnel.
True.
And it took 7 years, maybe 8 years to get there.
Yeah.
But that light is so bright that I can't even see through it.
I know. I can't even imagine how much better it can get. And I know that we're going to have our challenges and life is going to like, you know, not be perfect, but I just feel...
hung on to this concept that when it gets good, it's going to be as good as I can possibly imagine. And especially here right now, my expectations are
blown
beyond.
Right on.
I can't.
What was it like seeing me come out of it? It wasn't overnight. I always talk about that, how like, you know, because I had the post-acute withdrawal stuff where like I didn't feel good for like years after I quit.
It was a relief.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because I just wanted to make sure that you were okay the whole time.
Yeah, totally.
And you were not okay for a long time. And then all of a sudden one day, like I saw this glistening moment.
Yeah. It was a long process because I was on it for...
There was this moment where all of a sudden, like, we woke up in the morning and I was just ready for, like, another day of hell.
Yeah.
Hell on earth. And you just looked at me and you said, like, do you want to have some breakfast with me?
I don't remember
like
that.
This, like, tiny connection of, like...
Yeah.
Maybe we should, like... be a little closer to each other.
Well, I tapered down for a year. I was on it. The first year was like the honeymoon phase where I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, and I didn't know that it was like there was any risk to it. I didn't know that it was as addictive as it was. It's definitely popping off right now.
Popping hard.
I feel like whatchamacallit, the cameras don't even do it justice. I gotta bust out the Polaroid and take a picture with the Polaroid now. Best Christmas present ever. How should I keep filming with this? I'll go like this. Yeah, because like on my channel here, people see me. They see how I am now, and I always talk about this, how like, you know, you see me what I'm like now. I wonder if I should wait till it's a little bit more golden to do the Polaroid.
It's gonna be gone in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
The sun has dropped. It's gonna be gone like probably in like 45 seconds.
All right. I want it to just get like a little bit more golden.
No, it's gonna be gone as fast as you can count to 10.
Okay, let's see how that comes out. We gotta try to take a Polaroid every night. Oh, see, I think it's getting a little better.
It's getting better, but it's like this is like the final 5 minutes of like magic.
We'll see how this Polaroid turns out. What was I saying? I was saying that. Oh man, are we gonna get in the water? I don't know if I want to get in the water. Maybe we should.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh my gosh, we gotta finish my interview. Oh, okay. Don't drop your phone. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, it is definitely getting better. I felt like if I waited a couple more minutes, it was gonna get more golden.
I mean, it's hard because like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So tell me what's wrong with feeling I'm a flower, you're the bee. It's the joy that you and me. I'm in love, I'm in life.